What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Ready Player Q. Today I want to talk about 5 possible improvements for PUBG and how they might affect the game. Stick with me for more. The first improvement that comes to mind is something that occurs at the beginning of every match. That is the super loud plane noises and the really annoying in-game chat. It'd be really nice if there was an audio setting that was able to mute the in-game chat and especially mute the really loud plane noises at the beginning of the game. It's kind of annoying to have to slide down your volume or mute everyone at the start. It would be really nice to just have that option in the settings menu to just be able to click it and have that taken care of, say mute until you exit the plane. That way you just don't have to hear those annoying engine sounds and you don't have to hear people saying China #1 5 times at the beginning of every match. I think that's something that's really simple and is likely something that we'll see soon. My second suggestion for improvement has to do with the end of every match. Right now there's only a button that allows you to return to the main menu, and while that's okay because the load times aren't too bad, you still have to select whether you want to be in solo, duo, or squads, and you have to ready up or select play to find another server. It would be really nice that if you were in solo or you were in squads, if there was a button to just select join another server, so that way you didn't have to go back to the main menu and ready up and click play again. At the end of every match you'd have a button that you could do that, you could return to the main menu, or you could just start a new game and join a new lobby. That would be really nice for squads, and it would be really nice for solo play, and it would just be a nice little time-saving feature that would be a good quality of life improvement for the game. It's something that I would expect to see, maybe not soon, but definitely by the final build of the game. My third suggestion kind of plays off the last one in that it would be nice at the end of a randomly matched solo or squads match to be able to stay in a squad. So what I mean by that is even if you couldn't automatically join a server at the end of every match, if you could just select a button that allows you to stay in that squad and return you to the main menu together, that would be really nice because for me, I know that finding a player that has a mic and that has a playstyle that matches your own and takes the game seriously is kind of a challenge, so it usually takes 2 or 3 matches before you find someone like that. So being able to stick together without having to send a message back and forth and just having a built-in solution for that would be a really good improvement for the game in my opinion. It's something that I would expect in one of the new updates, but again, I would definitely expect a feature like this by the time the final build is out. My fourth suggestion kind of plays off my second and third again, in that it would be nice to be able to rate other players that you're randomly matched with. What I mean by this is something similar to Overwatch. So if you enjoyed this player's competitive spirit, or you enjoyed speaking with them, or just in a general sense that you thought they did a good job, it'd be nice to be able to give them a thumbs up or a thumbs down, and then kind of take that aggregate data and use that to better match players. So if you constantly get good reviews from other players that you've played with, that way you can be matched with other players of the same caliber, or at least who play the game in a similar manner to yourself and kind of take it a little bit more seriously. That's something that would allow you to quickly get a feel for what your teammate, what to expect from your teammate, and it would also allow, again, whenever you're searching for games, it would just kind of streamline the experience and you wouldn't get stuck with someone who's just kind of going in there to team kill and mess around when you kind of want to take it a little bit more serious. I think something quick would have to be in place here. It's not something where you would type up a full paragraph and review them like a Yelp review, but just a simple thumbs up or thumbs down, and did you think that this player provided a positive experience, would really allow for a streamlined matchmaking experience. I'm not sure that this is something that will actually find its way into the game, but still it's something that I've seen suggested by a few different players and something that I think would be a good improvement myself. My fifth and final suggestion is something that's been passed around throughout the community and is something that I'm really surprised hasn't been added in already yet, and that's just a general shooting range or a practice scenario mode. So what I mean by that is it would be nice to be able to just launch into a firing range and be able to test the AKM or test the SKS or just any kind of weapon and get a feel for what they do. Furthermore, for new players, it would, like myself, it would really be helpful to be able to go into an environment and practice your aim, practice shooting dummies, practice shooting AI enemies without having to launch into a full game and maybe you don't see a player for 15 minutes. I mean, that's a real possibility in this game. Or even if you do see a player, if you I know my strategy whenever I first started was to launch into an area where there were a lot of players, where a lot of players were going into like the school or the military base or something like that, and try and pick up a weapon really quick and get into some firefights right off the bat. But that doesn't really work out all that well, because if you're a new player, you likely don't know the base mechanics of the game, and even if you do get a gun pretty quick, you're likely to get mopped up by better players. So I think in general, it would really be nice to have some sort of firing range, so that you can test the guns, you can get a better feel for the aim, you can get a sense of the movement. Just a better crash course than struggling and getting your ass handed to you for your first 5 or 6 matches, which, albeit it is kind of fun, it is a good learning experience, but it would just be nice to be able to practice in a bit more of a closed environment. So that covers my 5 main suggestions for improvements for PUBG. This is by no means an exhaustive list, and I'd really like to hear what you guys think could be added to the game to make the experience better, either in-game or navigating the menus or leaderboards or really anything. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give it a thumbs down and let me know what I could do better the next time. I'd really appreciate it if you guys subscribe for more content like this in the future if you did enjoy it. Thanks, and look forward to seeing you in the next video.